Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're doing a deep dive on AI and how it's shaking things up for businesses.
It really is a fascinating time to be in the business world with AI changing the game left and right.
Yeah, AI is impacting everything
hmm
from how companies operate internally to how they compete with each other.
Absolutely. And to really get a handle on all of that, we're going to use the SWOT framework.
SWOT, a classic for a reason.
Yeah, it's a great tool to help us figure out where things stand with AI in business and how companies can use it to make smart decisions.
For anyone who might be new to this whole SWOT thing, can we quickly break down what it stands for?
Sure. So SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats.
Right, so basically we're looking at how AI can boost those existing business strengths and maybe even turn them into something even bigger.
Exactly. And at the same time, we need to look at the potential downsides of AI, the weaknesses that businesses have to watch out for.
Got it. And of course, we can't forget about the incredible opportunities AI is opening up.
Oh, yeah, lots to explore there, plus the potential threats businesses need to be ready for.
So we're not just talking theory here. This is all about practical, actionable insights that our listeners can actually use.
Absolutely. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty of how AI is actually being used and what businesses can do to stay ahead of the curve.
Sounds good. So let's dive right in. Why don't we start by talking about strengths? How can AI make what businesses are already doing even better?
Well, one of the most exciting things about AI is how it can take what we think of as typical business strengths and turn them into real game changers.
Oh, so it's not just about AI doing completely new things. It's about making what we already do even more powerful.
Exactly. Take data-driven decision-making, for example.
Right. A lot of businesses already use data to make decisions, but AI takes it to a whole new level.
It does. AI can analyze massive amounts of data, way more than humans can handle, and uncover trends and patterns that we might miss.
So it's like having a superpowered analyst working for you 24/7.
In a way, yes, and that leads to more accurate predictions and more effective strategies.
Which ultimately means better decisions for the business.
Exactly, and this can be applied to all sorts of areas.
Like what? Can you give us some examples?
Well, think about dynamic pricing like airlines use, but imagine that for any industry.
Right. So instead of setting fixed prices, businesses could use AI to adjust prices in real time based on all sorts of factors.
Exactly, things like market trends, competitor pricing, even individual customer behavior.
Wow, that's some next level stuff. AI is like a secret weapon for businesses.
It can be. It gives businesses a real edge by helping them make smarter, faster decisions.
And this goes beyond just pricing, right?
Oh, absolutely. AI is transforming all kinds of business processes through automation.
Yeah, like what specifically?
Well, think about the legal field, for example. AI systems can now analyze contracts and identify potential risks. They can even draft legal documents.
Really? AI lawyers now, that's wild.
Well, not quite lawyers, but you
Yeah,
get the idea.
I do. It seems like AI is taking over a lot of those time-consuming tasks.
It is, and that frees up legal teams to focus on more strategic work.
Okay, so AI is helping businesses make better decisions and streamline their internal operations, but what about their relationships with customers?
That's another area where AI shines. It can really help businesses connect with their customers on a deeper level.
How so?
Well, hyper-personalization is a big one.
Okay, I've seen those. You might also like recommendations online, is that what you mean?
That's a very basic example. We're talking about AI analyzing customer data to create truly personalized experiences.
So tailoring everything from marketing messages to product recommendations to customer service interactions.
Exactly. It's all about understanding individual preferences and anticipating needs.
So it's like creating those wow experiences that make customers feel like you really get them.
Precisely. And that kind of personalization can do wonders for a business. Increased customer loyalty, higher conversion rates, you name it.
Right, happy customers mean a stronger business.
Makes sense. Right.
Totally. But let's be real here. No technology is perfect.
That's true. AI has its weaknesses too, and it's important for businesses to understand and address them.
Okay, so let's shift gears a bit and talk about those weaknesses. Where can AI potentially trip up businesses?
Well, one of the most important things to remember is that AI systems are only as good as the data they're trained on.
Right, garbage in, garbage out, that's what they say.
Exactly. So if the data is biased, incomplete, or inaccurate, the AI's output will be flawed, and that can lead to some serious problems.
Yeah, can you give us an example of what can go wrong when AI gets bad data?
Sure, there was a case in the financial sector where a big institution developed an AI system to handle loan applications.
Okay, makes sense. Using AI to automate that process.
Right, but the problem was that the data used to train the AI reflected historical biases in lending practices.
Oh no, so instead of eliminating those biases, the AI actually perpetuated them.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yes. The AI system ended up denying loans to deserving applicants based on factors like their zip code, simply because the data it was trained on reflected past discrimination.
That's a really good example of how important data quality is. It's not just about having a lot of data, it's about having the right data.
Exactly. Businesses need to be very careful about the data they use to train their AI systems, and they need to rigorously test those systems to ensure they're making fair and accurate decisions.
Okay, so data quality is a big one. What other potential pitfalls should businesses be aware of?
Well, another concern is what's often called the black box problem.
I've heard of that. That's where even the experts don't always understand how AI arrives at its conclusions, right?
That's right. Even if the AI is making accurate predictions, we might not know why, and that lack of transparency can make it difficult to trust AI for really important decisions.
Especially in those heavily regulated industries where you need to be able to explain how you arrived at a particular decision.
Exactly. It's tough to build trust if you can't explain the reasoning behind the AI's recommendations.
Right, and then there's the whole issue of job displacement. You can't really talk about AI without addressing that elephant in the room.
You're right. AI is undoubtedly changing the job market, and some jobs will inevitably be automated.
That's a big concern for a lot of people, so what can businesses do to address this?
Well, I think the key is to focus on upskilling and reskilling, helping employees adapt to the changing demands of the workplace.
So it's not about replacing humans with robots, it's about humans and machines working together.
Exactly. Forward-thinking companies are using AI to augment their workforce, not replace it.
That makes a lot of sense. It's about using AI to free up human talent to focus on more strategic and creative tasks.
Precisely, the goal is to create a partnership between humans and AI where everyone benefits.
Now, that's a vision of the future I can get behind.
Me too. It's an exciting time to be working with AI, and I think the possibilities are truly limitless.
Yeah, AI is definitely here to stay, and it's up to us to figure out how to use it wisely and responsibly.
Absolutely. AI is a powerful tool, but it's just that a tool, it's up to humans to decide how to use it to shape the future.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Now, before we jump into the opportunities AI is creating, let's take a quick break.
Sounds good. We'll be right back. Okay, so we've talked about how AI can amplify a business's strengths and also some of the potential weaknesses they need to watch out for.
Right, and now it's time for the really exciting part. The opportunities. This is where AI starts to feel like something out of a sci-fi movie.
I know, right? It really is mind-blowing when you think about the possibilities.
So let's talk about those possibilities. Where are the biggest opportunities for businesses when it comes to AI?
Well, one of the most profound opportunities is the ability to create entirely new products and services, things we couldn't even imagine before.
So we're not just talking about making existing products a little bit better. We're talking about true innovation, right?
Exactly. AI is allowing us to break free from the limitations of traditional approaches and come up with entirely new solutions to problems.
Okay. I'm intrigued. Can you give some concrete examples of this AI-powered innovation in action?
Absolutely. Let's take healthcare, for example. AI is being used to develop personalized medicine, treatments that are tailored to an individual's unique genetic makeup, lifestyle, and medical history.
Wow. So instead of the one-size-fits-all approach, we're moving towards treatments that are specifically designed for each patient.
Precisely. This level of precision was simply not possible before AI came along.
That's incredible. It's like having a doctor who knows everything about you and can create the perfect treatment plan just for you.
It's getting pretty close to that, and it goes beyond treatment, too. AI is also revolutionizing diagnostics.
Oh, how so?
Well, AI-powered systems can analyze medical images like X-rays and MRIs, and they can spot subtle patterns that human doctors might miss.
So it's like having a second set of eyes, but these eyes are super powered and can detect things we might not be able to see.
Exactly, and this early detection can be crucial, especially for life-threatening conditions like cancer.
That's a game changer for sure.
Well,
So AI is transforming healthcare. What other industries are being impacted in a big way?
Oh, pretty much every industry you can think of is being touched by AI in some way, but let's take manufacturing as another example.
Okay, what's happening there?
Well, AI-powered robots are now collaborating with human workers on the factory floor to create more efficient and flexible production lines.
So it's not about replacing humans with robots. It's about humans and robots working together as a team.
That's right. And this collaboration is leading to some impressive results: higher productivity, better quality control, and ultimately more competitive products.
So AI is making factories smarter and more efficient. That's pretty cool.
It is. And the implications go beyond just making things faster and cheaper. It's also about creating new possibilities for design and customization.
Right. So AI is helping businesses create new products and services that are smarter, more personalized, and more efficient. But what about reaching new markets? Can AI help with that too?
Absolutely. AI is breaking down geographical barriers like never before. It can help businesses reach customers all over the world.
How does it do that?
Well, for one thing, AI-powered translation tools are making it easier than ever to communicate with people who speak different languages.
Right. So language is no longer a barrier to doing business globally.
Exactly. And it's more than just translating words. AI can also help businesses understand cultural nuances and adapt their message and products to different markets.
So it's like having a built-in cultural sensitivity expert. That's amazing.
It is. AI can analyze social media trends, cultural preferences, and even local regulations to help businesses tailor their approach to different regions.
That's incredibly valuable for companies looking to expand their reach.
It is, and it's opening up a whole new world of opportunities for businesses of all sizes.
Yeah. So AI is helping businesses create new things, reach new markets. Is there anything else it can do?
Well, we're also seeing the emergence of AI as a business model itself.
Okay, now that's interesting. What do you mean by that?
I mean that some companies are building their entire business around providing AI solutions to other businesses.
Oh, so they're not just using AI to improve their own operations. They're actually selling AI as a product.
Exactly. They're developing and selling AI-powered software, platforms, and services that address all sorts of needs.
Wow. That's a whole new industry in itself.
It is, and it's growing rapidly. There's a ton of investment pouring into AI startups right now.
That's a clear sign that AI is more than just a passing fad. It's a fundamental shift in the way we do business.
It absolutely is, and for those who are paying attention and taking action, the opportunities are truly enormous.
But of course, it's not all sunshine and roses, right? We have to talk about the threats as well.
Of course, with every new technology, there are potential downsides, and AI is no exception. Businesses need to be aware of the risks and take steps to mitigate them.
Okay, so let's get into those threats. What are some of the things businesses should be most concerned about when it comes to AI?
Well, one of the biggest threats is increased competition from AI-powered rivals.
So it's not just about keeping up with the Joneses anymore. It's about fending off a whole new breed of competitor.
That's right. These AI-driven startups are often incredibly agile and disruptive. They're not burdened by legacy systems or traditional ways of thinking.
Can you give us an example of this kind of AI-powered disruption in action?
Sure. Look at the financial industry. We're seeing the rise of robo-advisors. These are online platforms that use AI to provide financial planning and investment management services.
Oh yeah, I've heard of those. So they're basically AI financial advisors.
Exactly. And they can often operate with lower overhead costs than traditional human advisors, and they can provide more personalized advice too.
So they're a real threat to established financial institutions.
They are, and this is just one example of how AI is shaking up entire industries.
It's like a wake-up call for businesses. If you're not embracing AI, you're going to get left behind.
That's the reality of it. AI is changing the rules of the game, and businesses need to adapt or risk becoming obsolete.
Okay, so competition is one threat. What else should businesses be worried about?
Well, another major concern is the evolving regulatory landscape surrounding AI.
Right, the rules around AI are still being written, so there's a lot of uncertainty for businesses.
Exactly. The laws around data privacy, algorithmic bias, and the ethical implications of AI decision-making are still being developed, and that creates a lot of gray areas for companies.
So it's not just about the technical aspects of AI, it's also about understanding the legal and ethical considerations.
Absolutely. And businesses need to stay informed and adapt to these changes, or they risk facing legal challenges, reputational damage, and even financial penalties.
So it's a bit of a wild west out there right now, but things are changing quickly.
They are, and that's why it's so important for businesses to stay agile and be prepared to adjust their strategies as the landscape evolves.
Makes sense. Anything else we should be thinking about?
Well, cybersecurity is another big concern. As AI systems become more complex and interconnected, they become more vulnerable to hacking and manipulation.
So it's not just about protecting data anymore, it's about protecting entire AI systems.
Exactly. We're talking about protecting the algorithms, the training data, and the infrastructure that supports these systems.
And that's a whole new level of complexity when it comes to security.
It is. The stakes are higher than ever before because a successful attack on an AI system could have catastrophic consequences.
Okay, so that's pretty scary. What can businesses do to mitigate this risk?
Well, it starts with a layered approach to security, incorporating multiple levels of protection.
So it's not just about having one strong firewall anymore.
Right, you need robust access controls, data encryption, intrusion detection systems, regular security audits, the whole 9 yards.
So it sounds like AI security is an ongoing process, not a one-time fix.
Absolutely, and as AI technology evolves, so too will the threats. Businesses need to be constantly adapting their security strategies to stay ahead of the bad guys.
Right, so it's a never-ending battle, but a battle worth fighting considering the potential rewards of AI.
I agree. And I think the same mindset applies to all aspects of AI adoption. Businesses need to be willing to learn and adapt as the technology evolves.
So flexibility is key and a willingness to embrace change.
Exactly. Those who are willing to ride the wave of AI innovation will be the ones who succeed in the long run.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground here. The strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats of AI for businesses. But what does all of this really mean for our listeners?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's great to talk about all these concepts, but how do you actually apply them in the real world?
Exactly. How do we move from knowledge to strategy? Where do we even start?
I think the first step is to really look at your own business through the lens of SWOT. What are your company's unique strengths? Where could AI give you a real edge over the competition?
So if we're already good at data analytics, AI could help us take that to the next level, maybe uncover even deeper insights.
Exactly. But you also need to be honest about your weaknesses. Where could AI help you overcome limitations or maybe even mitigate some risks?
Like, if customer service is a pain point, maybe AI-powered chatbots could handle some of those routine inquiries and free up our human agents to deal with more complex issues.
Exactly. And don't forget to look outside your own operations. What are the big opportunities in your industry that AI could help you capitalize on?
Like developing new products or services that leverage AI's predictive capabilities, things like that.
Exactly. And of course, you can't ignore the threats. Which of your competitors are already using AI? What are they doing with it? And how do you need to respond?
And what about those regulatory changes we talked about? Those are a big deal too, right?
Absolutely. You need to stay informed about the evolving legal and ethical landscape surrounding AI. Ignorance is not a good strategy.
Definitely not. So it sounds like AI is forcing businesses to think more strategically on multiple levels. It's not just about the technology itself.
It's not. It's about understanding how AI fits into your overall business goals and how it can help you navigate a rapidly changing competitive landscape.
So once we've done our SWOT analysis and figured out where AI can make the biggest difference, what's next? How do we actually implement these strategies?
Well, I think the foundation of any successful AI strategy is data. You need high-quality data to train your AI systems, so invest in data infrastructure, data governance, data literacy programs, the whole shebang.
Right, we talked about data quality earlier. If you put garbage in, you're going to get garbage out.
Exactly, and it's not just about the data itself. You also need the right tools and expertise to work with that data.
So finding the right AI software, platforms, that sort of thing.
Yes, there's a whole ecosystem of AI solutions out there, but it can be overwhelming to navigate, so don't be afraid to partner with experts who can guide you in the right direction.
So building a strong AI team is essential, both internally and maybe even through strategic partnerships.
That's right. You need people who understand both the technical side of AI and the specific needs of your business.
And what about the people who are already part of your organization? How do you prepare them for this AI revolution?
I think the focus needs to be on upskilling and reskilling, identifying the skills that are going to be most valuable in an AI-driven world, and providing training programs to help your employees adapt.
So it's about empowering your employees to work with AI, not against it, showing them how AI can actually make their jobs easier and more fulfilling.
Exactly. The goal is to create a workforce that's AI savvy and ready to embrace the future of work.
That makes a lot of sense. So we've covered a lot of ground today, from the nuts and bolts of AI to the strategic implications for businesses. Any final thoughts for our listeners before we wrap up?
I think the most important thing to remember is that AI is not a magic solution. It's a powerful tool. But it's just that, a tool. It's up to us, humans, to use it wisely and responsibly.
And to use it strategically, right? Don't just jump on the AI bandwagon because everyone else is doing it. Take the time to understand how AI can specifically benefit your business and develop a plan for success.
That's excellent advice. And don't be afraid to experiment and learn as you go. The world of AI is constantly evolving, so stay curious and stay adaptable.
Couldn't agree more. Well, this has been a fascinating deep dive into the world of AI and its impact on business. We've explored the strengths and weaknesses, the opportunities and the threats, and hopefully given our listeners some food for thought.
I hope so. It's an exciting time to be in business, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for AI.
Me too. It's clear that AI is here to stay, and it's up to us to shape its development and ensure that it's used for good.
And to make sure that everyone benefits from its potential, not just a select few.
Absolutely. Well, on that note, we're going to wrap things up here. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for having me. It's been a great conversation.